Thank you. It's so great to be here today among you all. Like you, one of the main reasons I'm here is because I believe we do not have a coalition between the Tories and the Lib Dems. We have a coalition between politicians and big business. Most of us are unrepresented in this country, and that is a dire, dire situation. We've got to remind the politicians who they serve. Currently, they're serving an agenda which benefits the elite few and leaves the many out struggling. We have got to demand better. I believe in better. I believe that hope will lead us there. We can't lose our hope. Part of this awful system is that we're made to feel helpless. We're made to feel disempowered. We're made to feel there is no other alternative. There is an alternative, and that is us getting together and realizing we have the power, because we do. When politicians deliver the news of these cuts, it's always with grave faces and regret. They love this recession because it allows them to carry out their agenda, which is to basically dismantle the welfare state and render the people of this world and this country so up against it that they do not have time to even think about what's happening. We will not let that happen. Right now, disabled people are set to be the hardest hit group, despite making up only 18% of the population. DLA, which comprises £12.5 billion a year, is facing huge cuts. Now, DLA, Disability Living Allowance, for those who don't know, is a vital support network for disabled people. Currently, 500,000 people are set to lose this. These are genuine claimants. The government's own fraud statistics mean that fraud costs only 60 million a year. The welfare reforms are costing 710 million a year. Now, I'm not a good mathematician, but that does not make sense. This is not about saving money. It's an ideology. Sorry, that word is so fucking hard for me to say. It's an ideological attack. Yes, I did that. On a group which is deemed an easy target. But you know what? Only 18% of disabilities are lifelong. Most are acquired. So if you think you're not going to be affected by these cuts, think again. We all need to fight them. Now, another crazy element of this is that we're paying companies like Atos £1 billion in contracts to carry out these reassessments. Many people like me are on lifelong awards because guess what? We've got our conditions for life. So there's going to be millions and millions of taxpayers' money spent on coming to people like me and asking me, are you still wobbly? It's a complete waste of money. And the underlying aim of all of this is the transference of public money into the private sector. Now, the corporate-led media are helping the government with this agenda by classic divide and rule. The enemy is not the immigrant or the welfare claimant or the disabled person. The enemy is above us all, and we must unite against them. I'm constantly reading stories about how disabled children are being viewed as burdens on the state. And this is apparently being used to legitimize the call for abortion. I'd like to say, if we talk about burdens on the state, what about the bankers who have plunged our country into despair? Those are the burdens on the state. And when the government talks about scroungers, let us remember two things. 2/3 of our cabinet are millionaires. Their combined wealth is £70 million. They have no idea what it's like to struggle to pay your bills, your mortgage, or send your kids. And when they talk about scrounging, let us remember the MP's expenses scandal, in which over half of MPs were ordered to pay back £1 million between them. This is... Pardon? Okay, I can't hear you, but well done. The demonization of vulnerable groups in our society is absolutely disgusting. When they talk about spending money, there's a sense that this money is their money. It's our money for us. And I really hate the way that welfare has become a dirty word. As a taxpayer, I am proud to pay my tax to support the services and to support those who need it and those who become sick and disabled, because that is a civilized society. I tell you what I'm ashamed of. I'm ashamed of my money funding illegal wars and making other people abroad disabled. That's what I'm ashamed of. So I think we've got to really see through the lies of our corporate-led government and media, and we've got to realise there is a welfare state, but it's a corporate welfare state. The figures are shocking. Only 1 in 4 companies pay their tax, pay any tax. The bank bailout costs £850 billion. So we have corporate welfare for the rich and neo-capitalism for the rest of us. So we need to really see through their lies. And we need to realise that this is... I hate the word politics. You know why? Because politics suggests it's something outside of us. I think politics is life. And if you're alive, you're involved. So, now, the problem in this country and globally is not that there is not enough money. There is. The problem is it's concentrated in the hands of the few. The 1,000 wealthiest people in this country got richer last year, and between them they have over £400 billion. There is money, we've just got to demand that it's shared out. Basically, they were very keen to keep the profit, but now they want to share the deficit. It's not going to happen. So, to me, this movement isn't about left or right. It's not a radical movement. I hate that label, radical. You know what's radical? The government is radical. What they're doing is radical. Right now, we are just demanding a country and a government that is based on fairness and equality. That's why, to me, it's not about labels, it's about issues. You know, most people want an NHS, they want free education, they want tax reform. That is the way to achieve a more equal world. And I truly believe that this is about being a human being, and that we need to not let a small minority of people turn our lives into economic commodities. Life is beautiful and we need to fight for that. Thank you.